this week's got to be about making the most of your opportunities. Just talk about having to do that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you play an offense like this, you just know and understand. I mean, you average probably about 6 or 7 possessions per game. We know that going in. But the biggest thing I know Coach Strong has talked about, you trying to create still another possession, and that's what we got to do as a football team. But we know the importance of we got the ball in our hand, that we've got to go put points on the board. And that's something, whether we're playing these guys or anybody else, we treat those possessions obviously seriously and understand the importance of going to put points up.
Coach, is Jordan good to go this week? And just assess how your tailbacks did in general last week.
Yeah, just excited about those two, those guys. Without him playing on Saturday, gives an opportunity for some other guys to get some meaningful reps, gain reps, and that's what we were able to do. So, throughout this, you just can continue to create depth, and that's something that that's always good. I mean, the experience part of it is huge, and we were able to do that this past Saturday without those guys being there.
And Jordan will be there this week?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Facing a 3-4 again, but I'm sure a little difference than what you had against Elon in terms of their packages. If you could talk about that.
Yeah, so, Coach Woody spent time at App State. They do a really good job. I mean, they just shut out Alcorn. And, just going back and watching from what they did on Saturday and then stuff he had done at App State. But it's a little different scheme, from what we saw last weekend. But, just put a solid plan together. And, what we just talked about, the possessions and things, just trying to go out and obviously execute at a high level and be efficient with what we're doing.
Blake threw for a lot of yards. He was very efficient. What do you think of his performance and your thoughts moving forward from that?
Yeah, it really just sets a platform and just, being his first game and his first start in this offense and just kind of, where exactly is he at? And that's the one thing it did for not only him, but for a lot of those guys that it was their first start. So there was a lot of unknowns going into Saturday. So what you get to just go back, assess, evaluate, look at, and just continue to trend upward is the goal and what we have in mind.
Coach Strong on Saturday said he didn't see enough of the second and third string quarterbacks to make any decisions one way or the other on the depth chart. Did you see anything?
No. I mean, just as Coach just said, I mean, both of those guys got equal series. And, both of those guys just continue to go about what they're doing in the business that they're doing it in, form or fashion. And, just making sure both those guys are prepared.
You got to rotate a lot of guys up front in that game. Just your assessment of how the guys did up front.
Yeah. So again, as they go, we go. So that's always where it starts. Being able to run the football. But just like I said, I mean, the same thing with those guys. Being able to get game experience was just huge, especially for some of those young guys. And just you think about Marcus and Billy and Mays. And then you got Meach and Wiggs. So, I mean, it was those two guys' first start. So, again, kind of same deal. Just some unknowns there and some you finally got some answers about, under the lights type snaps and just continue to get those guys to progress and be better.
I mean, the 4-game rule is there. Utilize it, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And, I mean, that's the best thing about it. I mean, it's one thing we talked about. I mean, you're sitting in there and we just said you're dealing with something that's never been done in college football. You're able to tell those kids, hey, you got an opportunity to play. I mean, that had never been done. So that was neat, and it's beneficial. And I mean, I think the rule's great. I think there's still some unknowns to it, just because it's the first year, and really see how people utilize it or whatnot. But I mean, for us to be able to play some of those young guys and get those guys experience that we know they're going to play was very beneficial.
Thanks, Coach.